What is going on, everyone? It's the one and only coming to you once again, and as promised, am here flexing the new titanium Apple credit card. Yes sir, it just arrived in the mail for me the other day since I was able to get early access to it, and man am I loving it. The feeling of handing the cashier a metal card and her looking at it with awe was pretty cool, but does the premium titanium card live up to the hype? Now, having used my Apple card through Apple Pay and using the physical card, would I recommend it to most people? Stick around to find out. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you guys how the card comes in the mail, and as expected, the unboxing experience is typical Apple, letting you know that once you activate your card, Apple is likely taking over your entire life. They now control you through your phone, your smart speaker, your watch, and now even control your finances. Wow. Anyway, I had my card sent via UPS second day air and arrived in this plain brown cardboard looking holder thing. Similar to all their products, it has a little tab to open, so pull that and then you are presented with a plain white holder with the elegant Apple logo embossed on it. Once opening it up, you will see your card in its holder looking beautiful as hell and some text underneath your card asking you to hold your phone near the credit card holder to activate it. For some reason, mine wasn't picking up on it, so I had to go into the settings to manually activate the card, and once you do that, your new shiny titanium card is ready to rock and roll. So yesterday, August 20th, 2019, Apple officially rolled out the Apple credit card for all US consumers to apply. Now with credit, you'll have to have had responsible use and a good track record with your credit score to hopefully be approved. If you are approved, congratulations, Apple just created a solution for you to buy their overpriced products so that you can drown yourself in debt. I'm totally kidding, you should totally be responsible with your credit cards and only buy what you can afford. I always say, treat your credit cards like debit cards. If you don't have the money to buy it, do not put it on credit. So hopefully the staff at Goldman Sachs doesn't laugh at your application and credit score when you apply. One of my buddies told me he applied and he received an iMessage from Goldman Sachs simply saying LMAO. Needless to say, he wasn't approved. All jokes aside, having this card in the virtual form for about a week and now having the physical card, I feel I have a pretty good grasp of the ins and outs about it. After all, this is right up my alley as I'm actually a banker, so I'm able to give a comprehensive review on Apple's entry into the consumer credit card world. Let's begin. So first, my assumption was partially incorrect from my last video where I brushed up on how to apply and some of the features. It seems Goldman Sachs is approving a bigger pool of people than was expected, and looks like Apple is trying to capitalize on their iOS user base by having as many people as possible be approved for the card. Obviously, having a credit score in the 500s or even lower 600s means you may not get approved, but if you are interested in the card, give it a shot. You may get approved. One of the things that I found so useful about this card is the technical advantage it has over other competitors. Being tech savvy, I found this so useful. Everything is there. You can check your balance, pay it off, make a portion of the payment, and it all tracks your interest as well. So in a way, it encourages you to not pay interest and makes you see how making bigger payments onto your card for the monthly statement can drastically reduce the amount you throw down on your debt, also known as a principal balance and not interest, because it seems a lot of people only ever throw down the minimum payment. But unbeknownst to them, they're doing themselves a huge disservice, as that measly minimum payment will likely all go to interest, or at least a big portion of it will. Apple's reward program for this card is dubbed Daily Cash and is also a neat perk of the card as it is nearly instant. You get 3% cash back on anything you buy directly through Apple, whether it be a phone case, a new Apple Watch band, if you purchase Final Cut Pro, or decide to pay your Apple Music subscription. It all counts and will yield that 3% daily cash. Recently as well, Apple announced that you will also earn 3% cash back if charging your card for Uber or Uber Eats, and I hope Apple continues this trend of adding certain categories for cashback, and would be neat if they included, say, a 5% cashback bonus when the new iPhone rolls around, or I don't know, maybe 5% revolving quarterly categories like on gas or groceries, but that may be wishful thinking. You'll get 2% daily cashback if using your card through Apple Pay at any NFC terminal or online. Apple is really trying to push the whole digital wallet trend, but at least here in the USA, I don't see it catching on all too much. Very rarely do I see people here use Apple Pay, but then again, I do live in the South and we kind of have a lot of farms and such. Lastly, if you find a place that doesn't accept Apple Pay, you can use the titanium card and get a 1% cashback on all other purchases when using the physical card. Which, by the way, I have a gut feeling a lot of us are going to be bougie and will take the L on that 2% Apple cashback and opt for 1% just to flex that card. But I don't know though, it's a neat system but nowhere near as impressive as I'd like it to be, with other competitor cards offering 5 times points on flights like the Amex Platinum, or 6% cashback on groceries with the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. Speaking of the physical card, it's one of the dopest looking cards I've ever seen and feels remarkably light, and that's because of the special properties of titanium. It shines and shimmers in direct sunlight with such elegance and is so sleek and beautiful, it's no wonder so many people want to get the card simply for the gorgeous titanium metal feel of it. What's even better is the beautiful clank it makes when dropping it on the table, so that you can really make a statement to your server so that he or she knows that you are of the highest class and need your every need attended to. I'm kidding, don't be a snob, it's just a metal card, but I was surprised it makes such a distinctive sound since I have the American Express metal cards, but then again, those are made of stainless steel and not titanium. On the front, it has a laser etched Apple logo along with your name and chip, and that's it. On the back, we have a similar story, very minimalistic with your mag strip, Goldman Sachs logo, and a very sexy MasterCard logo. You'll find that it's missing quite a bit, no numbers, no expiration date, and no security code. That's because all of this information can be found within your wallet app. If you need to make a purchase online that doesn't accept Apple Pay, simply hit up your digital wallet on your iPhone and you'll be able to locate this information within the app itself. What happens if you lose your titanium card? Easy. Simply request a new number so that that card is rendered useless, as the customer support for the card is 24/7, and just request a new card with a new number. Very simple. And that's another thing I like. Similar to how you can chat with an Apple Live rep for any questions or concerns you may have through text or iMessage, you can do the same with this card. Just shoot them a text and you should be connected with someone to help you, likely an artificial intelligence system to help aid in requests like changing your address or ordering a new card. It's quite remarkable. Speaking of remarkable, I can speak from experience. You ever check your bank account and notice you have a charge and your heart instantly drops because someone is stealing your money, so you rush to your bank and raise hell because you don't recognize that charge? That happens to me all the time and I get yelled at for absolutely no reason, as if I'm the one stealing your money, and then come to find out, after their memory gets jogged a little bit, you remember you went out downtown this past weekend and had a little bit too much to drink, and now you leave the bank in embarrassment because that was you, but because merchant names are so hard to decipher, you simply forgot. I hear you, man. Merchant descriptions for charges are sometimes long, confusing, and not straightforward at all. Well, thankfully with the Apple Card, you get a very neat layout of all your transactions right on your phone. The merchant descriptions are much more concise and come included with when you made the transaction and for what amount your card was charged. Still don't recognize the merchant or charge? Pinpoint it on a map to make it easier. Genius. This is extremely useful, as no one can deny we all have gone through our mobile banking or statements and have scratched our heads wondering where our card was charged. After doing so and still have no idea why you were charged and suspect fraud? No need to drive to your bank or call their customer support number and be placed on hold for 45 minutes. You'll get real-time notifications every time you make a purchase, so if your card ever gets used and it wasn't you, you'll get a notification and just click that you didn't authorize that charge, report it as fraud, and the transaction will be sent over to Goldman Sachs for their team to investigate the potentially fraudulent charge. It's wonderful, and I absolutely love the security features that came embedded deep within this card's design. What I love even more is that each transaction type is assigned a color, so you know if you've been going a little too heavy on fast food or maybe overindulging on entertainment, and the visual cue may not seem so strong at first, but once put into practice can really make you see where your money is going. And best yet, the digital Apple Card has the coolest feature and shifts colors with every purchase you make. For example, orange represents food or drinks like your typical option on your lunch break or your iced caramel macchiato at Dunkin' Donuts. Pink is for entertainment like those Slipknot tickets I just bought, or all those rounds of mini golf from the other weekend. It's the neatest thing I've ever seen on a digital credit card and makes me want to go out and complete the rainbow with each category, no lie. After paying off your card, the digital representation of it will return back to white, so you can enjoy a clean canvas before filling it up with colors again. It's well organized, neat, tidy, and pleasing to the eyes, but more than anything, paints a very vivid picture of how you spend money and where you should cut back on. And cutting back Apple did in the fees department. This card has none of those dumb outrageous fees some other cards have, like over the limit fees or foreign transaction fees or late fees, which by the way, you should never receive a late fee on a credit card. That's a big no-no, as you always have to be on top of your payment date, which is a perfect transition to mention that this card features a very simple due date. Your payment is due on the last day of the month, so whenever February 31st rolls around, you know it's time to pay up. I like this as some cards have seemingly the worst possible due dates, like early in the week after you just turned up and won't get paid till next Friday kind of thing. This way, it's easy, you can plan to make your payment in a timely manner and not be too stressed out about knowing when your payment is due. The Apple credit card is just an interesting product to say the least. It has a lot of the ease of use features that I have come to love and expect from the tech giant, but honestly don't see too many real advantages of having the card. In a way, it's like their old Barclay co-branded card that had similar reward features, only this one basically just likes to live on your phone. You do have to weigh out your options though. Some credit cards offer spectacular rewards and bonuses, but do come at a cost of a stiff annual fee, and while the rewards on the card are substandard, it doesn't include an annual fee, which is always good. All in all, the card is decent at best, definitely not out of this world, and that is supplemented by the fact that it doesn't have many interesting features that other cards have, like purchase protection, return protection, welcome bonuses, or introductory 0% APR on purchases and balance transfers. The super tight integration with iOS and the easy to understand UI makes this a compelling choice for any Apple lover. I do praise it for its ease of use, and Apple attempted at digitizing your wallet, but feel other competitors offer way better benefits and rewards that are much more worthwhile. If you enjoyed this video covering much of what the Apple credit card has to offer and everything you need to know about it, consider giving this video a thumbs up and definitely subscribe to my channel, as I'll be hosting my biggest giveaway yet in just a matter of weeks. So stay tuned and ring that bell so you don't miss it. That's all for me for this time, but I'll catch you all in the next one.